Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeff Stroin of Turtle and Hughes.
I never remember our not being that funny. And it's really unfair to have to follow that. But I'm going to try. And like Gary, I'm not great at following directions. And I thought it was really just a roast. I didn't get the toast part. So I'm going to work on that, and then I worked in the toast at the end. But for those of you who know me, I don't usually wear a suit, and I rarely wear a tie, but I'm going to take us back to 1971. It's a long time ago, when everybody who was in sales wore a suit. And this is a trivia test, so this is audience participation. So I'm going to see if you can do anything without actually looking at your phone. So, first of all, in 1971, the 26th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was passed. What did it do? Don't look at your phone. Anybody? The voting age in the United States was lowered from 21 to 18. All right, number two. Amtrak was created by the federal government to do what? To move passengers to provide citizens in U.S. cities with train service. That's actually the charter of Amtrak. This is 1971. True or false? National Public Radio did their first broadcast. True. A gentleman named Fred Smith started what company? Federal Express. There was a certain theme park that moved across country and established themselves as a landmark in Florida, Walt Disney World. And John Hardy joined Capital Lighting and Supply. So I'm going to spin forward 10 years later, still wearing a suit every day, and that was when I first met John. I had just graduated the GE Technical Marketing program, and I was absolutely determined to become a big-time contractor sales guy. That was my dream. And at that time, there just was no bigger stage to go on than the metropolitan Baltimore, Washington metro area. It was booming. Ronald Reagan was our president. Construction was everywhere. And my GE office, which was in Columbia, Maryland, was really big dog central. These guys were so arrogant that if the project was under $100,000, they didn't bid it. Can you imagine this? There were legendary companies in our industry, like Branch Electric, Tri-State, Dominion, Maurice Electric, and Capital Lighting. They were growing like crazy, and they had some of the absolute best distributor salespeople that I've ever worked with in my long career. And out of that, I go into this office, and I'm going to be a sales guy. Now, for those of you who remember your first sales job, when you go into a new office and you're the new guy, you don't get the best accounts. Right. So I had to count on these great distributor guys to give me, the support I needed to learn the business, to establish myself in the marketplace, and ultimately to write orders. And my goal was, remember, I'm a factory guy. I'm selling GE products, the whole enchilada. So I didn't really know what distributors were even for. So one of those accounts was an outfit called Pellburn Electric, and they were considered to be pretty difficult. They were tough. Nobody wanted to call on them. Nobody from GE spent any time with them, and they weren't giving us any orders. But not to worry, because my friend John Hardy, my partner, he was there for me. So John reminded me that he had this terrific relationship with Pellburn Electric. I mean, he may have even used, it was with great humility, he may have even used that term, I own the account. And, all I needed to do to be successful there was that I needed to quote everything through John. And if I couldn't do that, I had to be sure that he got the lowest cost on everything I quoted. Made sense to me. I mean, I'm a new guy. What did I know? So right out of the gate, we landed an order. It was really great. We got a nice order, and it was, I thought, this is going to be easy. I'm off to the races. And then, nothing. Months go by. I'm quoting, and I'm quoting, and I'm quoting, and nothing is happening. And I don't understand it. Meanwhile, my partner, John, he's writing lighting jobs. He's writing material for general supplies, but I can't write an order there. And so, new guy, I go out, I go for counsel, and I say, John, and he says, well, Jeff, Ken Peltz, he's the owner of Pellburn, he just doesn't like GE very much. And so you just need to keep at it, be patient. Patient, that's like 6 months, I don't have an order, I'm gonna get fired. He said, don't worry, it's gonna work out. So we, as my frustration gets really to a boiling point, I'm making a call on them one day, and I get summoned into the inner sanctum. Now, this is a big deal. So nobody ever gets to see Mr. Peltz. So the estimators had one room, you kind of get drawn back. So he had this room that, it was very dark. It was actually black. And there was like a lamp, and Ken was a little guy, right? So he had a little guy, and he had the couches, you get it like this. No matter where you sit, you're looking up at him. And he was a chain smoker. So the place was a cloud. And I figure, okay, this is it. He's going to tell me, why do you keep coming in here? I hate you. I hate your product. I'm never going to give you an order. And I think, well, but I'm going to play it up. So Ken's looking, so he had this real raspy voice, like, Jeff, my estimators tell me that you're in here all the time. You got great prices. You're a good guy. You're creative. You give me all kinds of value-added stuff. I really like that. So I'm like, well, thanks a lot, Mr. Peltz. I appreciate that, but I haven't written any orders. And he's like, well, that's because you don't quote me direct. Everybody knows that. You're supposed to quote me direct. Then this is where I made the fatal mistake. So then I go in and I say, well, I was under the impression, John, that you really wanted to quote everything through Capital Lighting and Supply. That's how you like all your quotes. So I can say, He's like, that's that Hardy guy, right? He's a lighting guy. Quote, overcharges me for everything, but he's really good. That's why I give him orders. And I'm like, well, remember, we wrote one order. We did write one order right out of the gate, and it went really well. And then he's just like, he's laughing even harder. And I'm like, what's so funny? He goes, GE spec, no equal, how to be your order. Hardy didn't tell you, did he? He goes, you probably cut your price too, right? I said, yep. So, by now, it's time for a meeting with my distributor partner. So I go to John, I grab John, and I say, hey, remember that conversation? You have a great relationship with this guy. You maybe even own the account. All I have to do is be patient, quote everything through you. I think you lied to me. And John has this way, for those of you who know John, when it's a stressful situation, he comes up to you, he saddles up to you, and he puts his arm around you. And he's like, Jeff, lying is such a strong word. He goes, I don't lie. He said, in this particular situation, what I've done is I presented alternative facts. It was your responsibility to determine what is truth. And this is really about you accepting your responsibility for your failures. And somehow that made sense. So I'm like, oh, so the entire situation is my fault? He's like, yeah, exactly. So like only a great distributor salesperson could pull that off. Can you imagine what would have happened if John Hardy had run for president? My goodness. Alternative facts is truth. Perish the thought. I will say this about truth. If you did not go to the breakfast, awards breakfast this morning, you really missed out on this, because in this is an article about my friend John Hardy, and every single thing in here is truth. I have just been so terrifically blessed with so many people that have made an impact on my life and my career. But with John Hardy, after reading this and reconnecting with him again, John's a natural leader. He's a terrific mentor. He's a great customer advocate. He's kind, he's thoughtful, he's intelligent, and as you can tell, he possesses a wicked sense of humor. So I left Washington in 1986, and I didn't see John Hardy again for almost 30 years. And go figure, where do you reconnect with someone who was pretty impactful to me early on in my career, but here at NAED, at an NAED meeting where for the last couple of years we get to work together again. So how can you not love this industry? So for me, please join me in hearty congratulations and a toast for this year's Distributor Distinguished Service Award winner, John Hardy.